Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys are all enjoying your Saturday afternoon, enjoying your Christmas break, looking forward to New Year's Eve celebrations, or maybe you're just looking forward to Newcastle's game on New Year's Day against Liverpool at Anfield. Or maybe not, as the case may be. 8 o'clock kickoff when everyone's hungover. The transport to get there and back is terrible. If you are heading down there, big up to you. I'm hoping we can take something home. Eddie Howe has had it tough the last few games. Let's hope he can, get a tune and, bring something home from that game. But off the pitch, things are running like wildfire, just as they always do in the world of Newcastle United. And the big topic over the last couple of days is leaked kits for next season. We all know that Adidas will be the new Newcastle shirt sponsor or club sponsor or kit sponsor or a lot of sponsors going into next season. Everyone's quite excited about it. Obviously, it's still some time away. Newcastle have already announced it way ahead of time. Actually did so on the Amazon documentary, really to, I guess, get the hype up. And in fairness, Castore has taken a fair bit of stick lately and actually come on to, not just the kits in this video. We will take a look at some old school kits behind me here. We'll talk a little bit about some of the leaked kits. But just to mention as well, is that it's not just what's printed on the front of the shirt that's changing. Loads of stuff is going to be changing behind the scenes as well. I think it's quite evident that Castore have been troublesome for a lot of the fans, and the club have listened. I always had a few stuff on order for gifts for various family members. I was emailing them every 2 days asking where it is. Thankfully I actually got the kits I ordered and not a random Rangers or a Wolves top like a lot of people have done. And that has been a problem. It's not just the style of the kits that people have maybe not quite enjoyed with Castore. In fairness, I would go ahead and say that the current season's kit is actually one of the better that we've had. I've actually quite enjoyed this top. I feel I've quite enjoyed the collar. And I think with the seller on the front as well, in fairness to Castore, having a black and white sponsor on the front, or as they say, ales. We like to stick with the beer sponsors. Ales has actually been a pretty decent one. But away from that, I think some of the postage and the order and stuff has been tough. Even going into the club shop, new tops being advertised, everybody runs down and they ain't got them. You can only buy them online. Some of that stuff needs to be better, and that's one of the big things that is happening. As Newcastle make the change away from Castore to Adidas, it won't just be some new kits that we'll take a look at some images of in a moment. It's actually a lot of the processes are going to change as well. Newcastle are taking it all back. Newcastle are bringing it all back in-house. Currently, it's all Castore. Everything's Castore. The production, the design, the sales, the posting of the stuff. It's all Castore. Newcastle are bringing it all in-house. Newcastle will once again be in charge of obviously not the design as such and the actual manufacturing of the kits. I assume we'll stick with Adidas. But actually having stuff brought in, the warehouses where everything's stored and posted out, it'll all be brought back in-house. One, because it brings control back to the club. And two, there's more profit that way. There will be more profit for the club if they can do and source all that stuff themselves. And that's one of the big things. And look, we're excited. Designs. We're going to look at some designs in a moment that are being shown online. But part of it as well is they want to make a little bit of money out of this. Newcastle and Adidas themselves know that it hits right. And if it does, there's lots of money to be made for Adidas and for Newcastle United. And that's the thing, I think. I bought, the first home kit I had in a very long time with the new ownership, and that was because I wanted to support the club. If it's a kit that looks good, feels good, and it helps to support the club, who's not going to buy it? And what's a good way to do that? Do a remake of a top that everybody already loves, and I'm wearing it right now. Some to say is the best away kit ever made. You can let me know your thoughts on that down below. I have to say it is one of my favourites. Puma, when they did the remake of this shirt, I think was possibly the best shirt they actually released, and it's been rumoured, it's been reported, and I would go as far as say is at this point nailed on that Newcastle and Adidas will have this top remade as the away top for this upcoming season. I've put some images on screen of some of the leaked tops. The one that's kind of come out in the last couple of days, I would say, looks very basic. And when you compare it to this one, I'm not sure. This is the collar. I think the collar is quite lacking, actually. I hope that it's more to them than just to go burgundy blue, Adidas badge, Newcastle badge, thumbs up. You know, and that's kind of what I'm looking at on screen right now. Some of the other concept kits that I've seen online, actually with these colours and what Adidas could do, look insanely good. And I'll be honest, when the Puma did the kind of remake, I was a fan of it. You can still see people wearing it around the ground now. People do really like it. And as great as it is to kind of bring back a fan favourite, it's not enough to just go, here you go. Like, it's got to have some personality to it as well. It's actually got to have a bit more about it than just, oh, you liked it last time, so we'll do it again. You'll probably like the new one. As I say, some of the actual concept kits online, I think, have been better. I've spoken about this previously. The fantastic documentary made by Craig Burglass, that again I will try and find the link for and put in the description. He actually made a full 1 hour documentary where he went out and he basically tried to remake the 3 kits. I'll put all 3 of them on screen now. As you can see, the burgundy blue one, the black and white one, not quite as big a fan of the 3rd kit, actually the yellow one. Real big fan of that one. But I think it's in the interest of the club, Adidas, money-wise, and the fans that this would be a top that would make money. But as I say, as a fan, as much as I want money to be made to help the club, what I also want is for some time and care taken. And I think because we've announced it so long ago, like this is why the leaks are getting more real, because they must have been knowing and working on this for quite some time. In terms of the home kit, it's the same, but with black and white on. And I get it, it's a black and white top. There's not always so much you can do with it. I mean, the one I've got behind me here, of the same time, with the Grandad collar, with the black and white. I mean, that's a good one, isn't it? You've got to say it. And look, could they bring the Grandad collar back? Will they bring back the baggy, oversized feel, thicker material tops that are just nicer to wear? No, I don't think so, unfortunately. As much as I'd love it. And that's, you know, I won't go on it within this video or I will be talking forever, but that is one thing I think Adidas will do. I think they will look to remake bigger, kind of more baggy, old school, kind of like wearable, slightly more wearable. Not that I have to say it. That's the thing. This is the new top, and I do wear it, but I will often wear some of the older stuff or maybe some different stuff just as much, and that's because, you know, this is a large. This is an XL, and you know some of the XLs go up to like way high, and it's because of the material, it's because of the fit, and it's because it's what the players wear. I'm getting into slightly more personal preference now, but I way prefer the feel of this one, and I think that's, again, looking at that there, that the lines on the shirt, that's something again that isn't shown on the leaked of the last 24-48 hours. I think it's a very basic leak, is to say that Newcastle will have a black and white home shirt, Newcastle will have a burgundy and blue shirt, but I hope and think that the actual release will stand true to have the lines, have a more bespoke neck, whether it is, I don't know if necessarily Grandad collar would really work with the more thinner, tighter material. And then in terms of the 3rd kit, again, rumoured, reported, leaked, maybe not nailed on, but I do see something like this coming in the way of the 3rd kit as well. Obviously, this is another old school top, another one with some beer on the front of it, and I have to say, a top that I do like. I think people did, and I think, what was it? Was it the season before last where we had like the white and the blue, and people said, oh, it's like that's kind of a remake of this one. It wasn't really. And I think we have to go ahead and realise that the club are kind of pushing this green and blue, and I have to say, I don't actually mind this season's kit. I think it looks kind of cool. I actually think it looks more like like the Nigeria kit than it does any like a Saudi Arabia kit. But I think if they brought something like this back, I think I would be a fan. I think that again the collar brings something to it, and just something a bit different, a bit out there. You know, it's not just a single colour top. It is multicoloured, again with the Adidas stripes, again with that Adidas badge. And it will have to have eels backwards on the front a little bit instead. So you let me know your thoughts down below in terms of black and white, burgundy blue, yellow and green. Would that be a nice trifecta of tops you would like to see released by Adidas? Let me know your thoughts on the newest leaked images as I've shown on screen. Do you think... Would you be over the moon with that? It's funny as well, because it's a picture on the internet. If you're holding it and viewing it in person, I think it will definitely look good. It's a bit more minimalistic. I think for me, it's the fact that the collar, there isn't really a collar. It's just kind of nothingness. I think they look good with maybe just a couple of little... Ooh, just a little more creativity to them would be spot on. And as I say, I'll be wearing, you know, all three when they're available. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Something a little bit different. Touching on something that, as I say, is a little while away, but I think there will be a lot more to hear closer to the time. Alright guys, and as I say, you know, bringing it back in-house as well. I think that'll be better for the customer. I think it'll be better for the club shop. And as I say, if you think these three tops are the only things Adidas are going to be releasing, yeah, you got another thing coming. If you think it was tough this season, or was it last season when we had 5 kits? Yeah, there's going to be about 20, I think, when Adidas get into motion with the training, the tops. Yeah, it's going to be good. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this video, a little bit different. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Enjoy your weekend, fingers crossed on Monday night, and I'll catch you later.